So if you've ever walked along Deer Lake in Burnaby, you've probably seen this house. It's called the Baldwin house, and we've got a special treat. We're gonna go inside. Come on. Hi.
Hi Caroline, I'm Lisa Cott. I'm the Heritage Planner here at the City of Burnaby.
And where are we right now?
We are sitting in the corner of the living room at the Baldwin house. This is an Arthur Erickson designed house on the shores of Deer Lake. And while most houses' walls are solid, the walls of the Baldwin house are made of glass. So it feels like we're sitting in the corner of a glass cube with an expansive view of Deer Lake on a beautiful sunny day. Yeah, it was definitely a goal of the original owners of the house, Dr. William and Ruth Baldwin, as well as the architect Arthur Erickson, that this house blend into the environment.
When it came to preserving this house the way that it was meant to be, what was the approach?
Well, I think it was quite fortunate for the city when we acquired the house. It was very much intact in its original form. So a lot of this was just keeping it the way that it was. I think you really have to listen to a place and it'll sort of tell you what it's supposed to feel like. So the furniture, feels very open and light. There's not a lot of cushions. There's legs on the furniture, so there's space below. It's very low profile, so it's also just preserving the view. The Baldwin house is 2 levels. When you first arrive, you walk into an open space with a dining room and a living room. Above the dining room is the roof is basically made of glass. There's a very large skylight, and then there's clerestory windows around the edge as well of the roof. There's a small kitchen to my left. When you're standing here at the sink, you have this full view of the lake. I feel like I actually wouldn't mind doing the dishes here.
When it comes to heritage preservation, how has the city of Burnaby approached that? Because the city owns a lot of buildings, right, under this banner.
Yeah, we own over 40 heritage resources ourselves that we care for. So some of them are houses like this, some of them are community halls, some of them are landscape features like cenotaphs and stone wall features and things like that. And so there's a whole team of city staff who are out there making sure that we're working with skilled tradespeople to look after those artifacts. I think of them as artifacts.
And so because it's still being used, this is a treat for us to be in here, isn't it? Because normally you don't have visitors coming in and with cameras.
It is a treat to be in here, absolutely. I have a daughter, and a few years ago she was here at Deer Lake on a summer camp, and they canoed out, and she came home and was telling me about this amazing glass house that she saw, and then I got to talk about what I do, and she'd never before actually been interested in my work. But this house captured her imagination, and she wanted to see pictures of it. It just is a place that when you see it, you're very curious. When you're outside, you want to be inside, and when you're inside, you feel like you're outside.
I'm Yvonne Chu, Art Services Manager for the City of Burnaby in Parks, Recreation and Culture. And my part of the portfolio is that it actually includes the Artist in Residence program here.
And this is where they live, right?
Yes, so this is utilized, I'd say 80% of the year. And so there are literally like hundreds that have come through and lived here for the last, I'd say, 4 years since we started using this house, in particular for the Artist in Residence program.
What kind of feedback have you gotten from the artists that have been here?
They've been extremely positive and always being grateful for the opportunity.
My name is Adele Barkley and I'm a writer.
And how do you find yourself here living in the Baldwin house?
I found myself here because I am participating in the Artist in Residency here at Deer Lake. So I applied to live here for a month, and the powers that be granted me this wonderful request. And so I'm here for the month of June working on a memoir, a book that I actually started 2 years ago while I was also at this residency.
So this is your second
This is my second time. I love it here. I love living on the water. I love being able to walk around the park every day, sometimes 2 times a day. And I love living in this glass house where I feel so, integrated into nature. It's really, really soothing for the nervous system. It's really fueling for creativity. Also just, like we were living in a housing crisis, just having access to such a beautiful home is mind-blowing. It really is the gift of space. And then this is such a unique home. But I didn't know a whole lot about it. And then I saw that it had been built by Arthur Erickson and learned a little bit about that. And I was like, oh, yeah. So, but even like looking it up online doesn't really prepare you for walking in through those doors and seeing like this like glass panoramic view. Like, yeah, you can't capture that. And it's such a visceral experience.